Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye.
Tato Jayamudiraye.
Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu.
Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavate Uttamasloke.
Bhagavate Uttamasloke.
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naistiti.
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naistiti.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Nandagopakumaraya.
Nandagopakumaraya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 18. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation. The chapter name is The Lord in the Heart. So, Surya Goswami is explaining the Paramatma who is sitting in our heart. So, there are multiple slokas we already discussed. So, this sloka, it is mainly describing about the pure devotees of the Lord. So, please repeat the sloka behind me. Param padam vaiṣṇavam āmananti tat.
Param padam vaiṣṇavam āmananti tat.
Neti netīty atat utsisṛkṣavaḥ.
Neti netīty utsisṛkṣavaḥ.
Visṛjya daurātmyam ananya-sauhṛdā.
Visṛjya daurātmyam ananya-sauhṛdā.
hṛdopaguhyārha arha pade.
hṛdopaguhyārha-padaṁ.
Word by word meaning. Please repeat behind me. Param, the Supreme. Padam, situation. Vaishnava, in relation with the personality of Godhead. Āmananti, do they know? Tat, that. Yat, which. Netīty, not this. Netīty, not this. Iti, thus. Atat, godless. Utsisṛkṣavaḥ, those who desire to avoid. Visṛjya, giving it up completely. Daurātmyam, perplexities. Ananya, absolutely. Sauhṛdāḥ, in goodwill. hṛdopaguhyārha-padaṁ, taking them into his heart. Arha, that which is only worshipable. Padam, lotus feet. Pade, at every moment. Translation and purport is Living Grace Abhay Charana A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. The transcendentalists desire to avoid everything godless,
everything godless.
for they know
For they
They
know
know
that
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 supreme situation
supreme
situation
situation
in which everything is related
in which everything is
related
related
with the Supreme Lord Viṣṇu.
with the
Supreme Lord
Supreme
Viṣṇu.
Lord Viṣṇu.
Therefore,
Therefore,
a pure devotee
A pure
pure
devotee
devotee
who is in absolute harmony
who
who
is
is
in
in absolute harmony,
with the Lord
with the Lord
Lord,
does not create perplexities,
does
does
not
not
create
create
perplexities,
perplexities,
but worship the lotus feet of the Lord
but
but worship
worship
the
the
lotus feet of
lotus
the
feet
Lord
of the Lord
at every moment,
at every moment,
every moment,
taking them into his heart.
taking
taking
them
them into his heart.
Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, Maddama, my abode, is mentioned several times. And according into the version of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, there exists the unlimited spiritual sky wherein the planets are called Vaikunthas or the abode of the Personality of Godhead. In the sky, which is far, far beyond the material sky and its sevenfold coverings, there is no need of the sun or the moon, nor is there necessity of electricity for illumination, because the planets are self-illuminating and more brilliant than the material suns. Pure devotees of the Lord are absolutely in harmony with the personality of Godhead, or in other words, they always think of the Lord as their only dependable friend and well-wisher. They do not care for any mundane creature up to the status of Brahma, the Lord of the universe. Only they can definitely have a clear vision of the Vaikuntha planets. Such pure devotees, being perfectly directed by the Supreme Lord, do not create any artificial perplexity in the matter of transcendental understanding by wasting time in discussing what is Brahman and what is non-Brahman or Maya. Nor do they falsely think of themselves as one with the Lord, or argue that there is no existence of the Lord separately, or that there is no God at all, or that living beings are themselves God, or that when God incarnates himself, he assumes a material body. Nor do they concern themselves with many obscure speculative theories, which are in actuality so many stumbling blocks on the path of transcendental understanding. Apart from the class of impersonalists or non-devotees, there are also classes who pose themselves as devotee of the Lord, but at heart maintain the idea of salvation by becoming one with the impersonal Brahman. They wrongly manufacture their own way of devotional service by open debauchery and mislead others who are simpletons or debauchees like themselves. All these non-devotees and debauchees are, according to Vishwanath Chakravarti, daurātmas, or crooked souls in the dress of Mahatmas or great souls. Such non-devotees and debauchees are completely excluded from the list of transcendentalists by the presentation of this particular verse by Sukadeva Goswami. So, the Vaikuntha planets are factually the supreme residential places called the Padam. The impersonal Brahmajyoti is also called Padam due to its being the rays of the Vaikuntha planets, as the sun rays are the rays of the sun. In the Bhagavad Gita 14.27, it is clearly said that the impersonal Brahmajyoti rests on the person of the Lord. And because everything rests on the Brahmajyoti directly and indirectly, everything is generated from the Lord, everything rests on Him, and after annihilation, everything is merged in Him only. Therefore, nothing is independent of Him. A pure devotee of the Lord no longer wastes valuable time in discriminating the Brahman from non-Brahman, because he knows perfectly well that the Lord Param Brahman, by his Brahman energy, is interwoven in everything, and thus everything is looked upon by the devotee as the property of the Lord. The devotee tries to engage everything in his service and does not create perplexities by falsely lording it over the creation of the Lord. He is so faithful that he engages himself as well as everything else in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In everything, the devotee sees the Lord, and he sees everything in the Lord. The specific disturbance created by the duratma, a crooked soul, is due to his maintaining that the transcendental form of the Lord is something material. Hare Krishna. Ajnana-timirandhasya jnananjana-shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Namo Viṣṇu-padaya Krishna-prishthaya Putale Srimate Bhakti-vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashasha Desha Dharane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today's sloka, Sukadeva Goswami is talking about the pure devotee of the Lord. So the transcendentalist. So we are calling the pure devotees as transcendentalist. Why we are calling them as a transcendentalist? Because in the previous sloka we saw that the the transcendental means it's a Suddha Sattva stage, which is beyond the three modes of material nature. The three modes of material nature is mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So this is the three modes of nature. So the person who is beyond, because Lord is not in this three category. He won't affected by these three modes of material nature. So Lord is beyond in that. So the Lord situation is, we'll call it as Sutta Sattva stage. In English, we'll call that position as the transcendental stage. So all the devotees of the Lord, they will always trying to be in the transcendental stage. They won't affected by this other three modes. So that's why we're calling the pure devotees of the Lord as transcendentalist. For example, if you see a spider web is there, right? The spider web, it is a creation of the spider. The spider is creating the web. Why it is creating the web? Because he wanted to find a food for it. So it will create a web, and there is a small insect or any other small creature, it will fall on the web, and the spider will go and eat that. So it is keeping a web to get his food. But the spider and the spider's kids, it won't get trapped by this web. But other creature which is fall in the web, that creatures will get trapped in by the web, spider web. But the spider, it will move here and there. And the small spider, the baby spider also, it will go, which without any obstacle, any problem, it will move freely. It will move in the web here and there, and if something get trapped, it will go and eat. So the comparison is, the analogy is, the Lord and the Lord's devotees are like the Lord is like the spider, and the Lord devotees are the baby spiders. And this web, the spider web, it is connected with the material world. So the three modes of material nature also, it is in the material world. So this Lord and Lord's devotees, Lord devotees, they won't get trapped in this material world. The three modes of material nature. Yes, the web, the spider web, it is Maya. It is created, if it is compared that spider web by a Maya, it is created by the Lord, created by the spider. So the spider and the spider's babies, they know how to cross over it, how to move along with this, how to handle this spider web. So that's the reason they are not getting trapped in that. In a similar way, the Lord and his devotees not trapped by this material world in the illusionary Maya, because they know that how to handle that. And this very Maya, it is created by the Lord. So the creator knows that how to handle it. And the ones who follow the creator, they also know how, they also get the knowledge from the Lord how to handle it. So that's the reason we are calling them that who are above the three modes of material nature. Those people we are calling them as a transcendentalist. And in the purport, he is mentioning that how the Lord's abode will be there. His abode. in Bhagavad Gita, multiple places, the Lord is calling his abode as the Mad Dhamma. So he's talking about his Dhamma. So in in 15.6, Bhagavad Gita 15.6, he is talking about, the Lord is giving the explanation about the Dham, how his Dham will be. The Dham look like. Nadat Vasayate Suryo Na Sasango Na Pavakaha Yad Gatvana Nivatante Taddama Paramam Mama. So Lord is telling that supreme abode of mine is not illuminated by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. So Lord is saying that my abode is not illuminated by sun or moon. For this our earthly planet, if there is no sun, it will be dark. And in the night it is already dark. Because of the moon, we are getting the moonlight. So by nature of this material world is darkness, full is darkness. Because of the sun and moon or in the fire or electricity, we are getting the light. So because of that, we are able to see the other things. But here in this sloka, Lord is mentioning that is abode, the supreme abode, it is which is in the spiritual world. The spiritual world is not illuminated by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Nothing is there. There is no sun, there is no moon, there is no fire, there is no electricity. But still, it is effulgence. The light is there, which is coming out from the Lord. So that is only it is illuminating the entire spiritual world. That's what Krishna is saying. And also he is saying that those who reach it never return to this material world. So those who reached the spiritual world is abode, they never going to come back to this material world again. That's what he is saying. But the people who are all the non-devotees and are all, they will argue. They'll argue with if somebody who is following if for example, if we are going on the road, some people think that, okay, who are all the who are all the atheistic people, then they will ask, they will laugh at us. Okay, how these people are going? They are just wasting their time about only God. They are speaking about God. They are thinking about God. They are wasting their time. They are wasting this very life. They are not enjoying like that. The atheistic kind of people are thinking. But some theists, they will think that, okay, by seeing the devotees, they will think, okay, this person is like a Lord's devotee. So sometimes they will obeisances to give the obeisances to us. Sometimes by seeing our tilak and by our dress, they understand, hey, this is the Hare Krishna people. They will say Hare Krishna. So this is the two kind of people, theist and atheist. Those two kind of people are there in this world. So the theist, for example, the transcendentalist, for example, this pure devotee of the Lord, they never waste their time by speaking about whether Lord is there or not, whether the Lord is Brahman or not. Yes, they are very clear about their understanding in the scriptures. Through the scriptures, they understand who is Lord, and what is the capacity of the Lord, and what we need to do. So all these things they are very clear. So they won't waste their time, even a moment. So they will continue their sadhana, then their activities towards the Lord, service to the Lord, they will continue without any disturbance. And they won't think about the other side of this, like other people. Sometimes even in the common people, they will think that sometimes they will go to the temple for the bhakti, and they will talk with others. Okay, because of the Lord's grace, I got all these things. But when a small problem they came into their life, immediately their faith will go off. They will lose their faith on the Lord. They will say that, where is the Lord? There is no Lord here. He is not taking care of me. He gave the problem to me. So when he came into the small problem, they will think all those things. So they will lose their faith immediately. So the faith on the Lord is like a small thread only for those people, for the people who are for the common people. But for this devotees of the Lord, pure devotees of the Lord, their faith is very strong. It cannot be cut over at all. And one of the pastimes in the Yamunacharya's pastime, Yamunacharya, he was writing the commentary for Bhagavad Gita 9.22. Okay? So he was writing a commentary for this slokam. Ananya-chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesam nityabhiktanam yogashemam mahamyaham. So for this, he was writing a purport. Okay. So the actual meaning, Prabhupada here, what he gave, God is saying, but those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So this is the actual meaning of this sloka. So, but Yamunacharya had a doubt. So how come I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have? How come Lord can do this? So Lord means sent through first he written this translation. I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Then he cut over this I carry. He said, some messenger of the Lord or some representative of the Lord, like that he wrote. The meaning he wrote in the Sanskrit only he wrote, and he is explaining that the explanation for this sloka is explaining. He cut over this, he crossed his I and he wrote, some representative of the Lord carry what they lack, and instead of I preserve, Lord is saying that I preserve what they have. He cut over that I, then there also he written, some representative of the Lord preserve what they have. Like that he written. And after this, after he wrote, he left for the, he kept the what we will call the earlier they used to write in the palm leaf, and there is a stick, there is a rod, the pointed rod. With the rod only they will write, and he left for a take bath, and he informed his wife, I'm going to take bath, and I'll like that he told. So he left, and in the meantime, two boys came into their house. The Yamunacharya wife she was there at home. And this boys, he gave all the particular day, what happened, because the Yamunacharya, they are all the exalted devotees of the Lord. They never preserve anything for the future, because there are the Brahmanas, they are following the Brahmanical culture. So they won't preserve anything for the next day. So whatever they are getting on the particular day for the food purpose, they will take only that only. And remaining, if anything remains in the evening, they will distribute to others. So the Brahmanical culture means the Brahmanas' life is, they should always depend on the Lord. So whatever the food grains, something where they beg to the neighboring village houses, and they will get the food or the food grains, and they will use that for a particular day. If it is extra, they need to supposed to distribute to other beggars or somebody, that the food grains. And next day they will depend on the Lord. This is the way the Brahmana is supposed to live. This is the Brahmanical culture. And this is Yamunacharya is also a great Brahmana. So he was also living in that life. So on the particular day, they didn't have any food grains. So this Yamunacharya's wife, she was waiting for the food grains. And the two boys, small boys, they came and they gave so much of, they are unable to bring that weight. Like that, they are coming and they gave the bags of grains, the rice, the dal, everything they gave to her. And they told, so the Yamunacharya sent this through us, so you prepare the food. Like that, they told. Then by seeing them, the Yamunacharya's wife, she got attracted by the boys, because they are their body is fully effulgence. By seeing them, it is somebody came from the upper pantry system. They were Devaloka. Like that, the two boys were, by seeing them, were full of effulgence. Then she got the motherly affection to the two boys. Then she asked the boys, okay, please sit and have prasadam. I prepare prasadam, then eat, and then you go. Like that, she explained to she asked that boys. Then the boys told, no, we can't wait over here. So already your husband, uh, with the what he used to wrote, right, the palm leaf, he already put a mark on in our back. Like that, they showed their back. Both the boys, they showed their back. He scratch our back because we did a because so he will we are very afraid of him. So we will immediately we have to go, like that. They left the place. So by they showed their back, in the back it is the scratches were there. Then she got very angry and he was upset. How can my husband do this with this beautiful boys? Like that, she was thinking. And in the meantime, Yamanacharya also came back from the bath, from the river, and he after taking bath. Then he was coming, and then he was asking whether he prepared the food or not. Then Yamanacharya were not aware that food grains already came. So he was saying that let me go for a begging and I'll bring the food grains. Like that he was saying. No, your situation, your two disciples already came and he gave the food grains. Like that she told. Then Yamanacharya thinking that how I send the disciples, I never send anybody. Like that he was saying. Then she told, you could have forget, come and see, like that. There's so much of food grains, everything is there. Then he was astonished. How come I never sent anybody? Maybe somebody else by mistake gave it to you, like that. He was thinking. That time that his wife, Yamanacharya's wife, she was telling that they also told that you already beaten them. You with your how you using your pen, the palm tree they used to the pen, right? With that you scratch their back because of they did some mistake, like that. Then he was wondered how I never, because I never beat anybody. But how can they say that I scratch their back with the pen? Then Yamanacharya remembered that whatever the meaning he wrote for this sloka, ananya-sauhṛdāḥ, where he crossed this I, he put a representative, right? My representative. There, then he remembered. Then immediately he ran over there and he saw that, and he saw that the scratches, the same, they showed that the scratches to his wife. Then she told the similar scratches were there in the body, their body. Then Yamanacharya understood that the Lord came himself and he gave this to the whatever they lack. So he demonstrated, Lord demonstrated the lack of food. So Lord gave the food to him and he preserved what they have. They have the bhakti they have. So they want to preserve that bhakti. So Lord came and he gave that knowledge to Yamanacharya that I myself will come and take care of that, whatever it is not there. So Lord demonstrated that. So then he understood, the Yamanacharya understood that Lord will come and he will, then he wrote, he corrected that I carry what they lack and I preserve what they are. This is the way he wrote. So this is the pastimes. It won't happen with all the devotees because this is all the people. This is only with the exalted devotees, Lord will do this pastimes. And why we discussed about this sloka, it is because the exalted devotees always depend on the Lord, and even if they do some mistakes, Lord will correct them. And they won't get out of their focus on the Lord. See, their focus will be like Lord service and how can I serve the Lord always. And they won't get into the matter of discussing about the Maya, what is the Brahman, what is Brahma Jyoti, because they are very clear about the understanding of the scriptures as well. So those kind of people are called transcendentalists. And here we are another type of people are called daurātmas. They are in the form of Mahatmas. They are in the current Kaliga also. Some people are there. They are looking like they are posing themselves as Mahatma, and they are giving the knowledge to the people. They are giving the wrong knowledge to the people. You are God, me, I am God, you are God, everybody is God. Some people are saying like that. Everybody is God. And one of my in my native, one of my friend took me to a person who is giving the yoga classes. and his friend. So I went there and met that person, and he showed his house. And in that house, there is no puja room at all. Then I asked, where is the puja room? He is a newly built house. There is no puja room. So he showed, this is the altar, like that he showed. I saw altar, nothing was there. Then he opened the altar. In the altar, only the big mirror was there. Then I got stuck. What is that? What is the Lord? Lord's. It is supposed to have the photo or some statues. Then we kept only the mirror. So he was asking me, what you are seeing that? I'm seeing my face, I am seeing. Then you are the Lord, like that he was saying. That person. So that is their understanding. So that somebody is following him, there are some hundreds of people following him. For them, he is preaching that, okay, you need to keep the mirror by seeing you are the Lord. So how come we can become a Lord? So that is the question we can ask. But I asked immediately, how come you can become a Lord? If you are a Lord, can you tell me what is happening with me? What is happening in your own body? Are you able to control your own body? Your body is not in your control. He is giving the treatment to the people through the yoga. So you are giving the treatment to the people to the yoga. So why, if they are the God, why they come to you to learn all those things? So this is the wrong way of understanding. You are God, I am God. This is the wrong way of understanding. But that fellow, he was arguing with me with multiple ways. So I thought I stopped it. Okay, that is your understanding. Let it go, because my understanding is different. But that's why the one who knows the philosophical understanding, they will definitely understand that Lord is a person and he is staying in his abode. And our only work in this material world is serve him, serve the Lord. That is the only work. So how to serve the Lord? By chanting the holy name of the Lord, by reading about the Lord, by hearing about the Lord, and always thinking about the Lord. And in the serving to the archa vigraha, serving to the altar, so preparing the prasadam preparing the bhoga and offer to the Lord. These are the ways we can serve the Lord. But the people who are in the atheistic way of people, they will just simply waste their time about speaking about the Lord. Where is there is no Lord, kind of. So there is one of the illustration is that they put one of the analogy for that. There is a lease in the head of the people. Many people, they have the lease in that head, right? So the lease, they are in the head. So they are keeping one. There is no the lease in the dog's body, right? A dog's body, dog body. There is some lease will be there. So the dog's body, they are there in the dog's body. They put a slogan. What is that? There is no dog in the world. And they are discussing about the dog. There is no dog. How can become a dog? There is no dog. We are only there. We are not seeing the dog like that. But where those leaves are there, those leaves are in the dog's body itself. But they are there in that body of the near to the skin. Here the leaves are there, but they are thinking that there is no dog. The similar way, the mundane people, they are thinking that there is no God, but they are under the shelter of the Lord only. So that's the reason these people are the mundane people who don't have the knowledge about philosophical understanding. They are like the gross materialist. They are the duratmas. So we should not get affected by those philosophical understanding. It means their philosophy. They have their own philosophy. We should not get affected by that. We should always understand the Lord through the proper bona fide philosophy. For example, if you read Mahabharata, you will understand that how your brothers should be there, how the king should be there. All those things we can understand from Mahabharata. If you read Ramayana, how a person Ram is the personality of qualities. So how a person who should be in this material world, what are the qualities we need to have? So we need to get from something from that. So all these Puranas, all these Idihasas, everything is give the knowledge how we should be in this material world. Like this, if you want to know about Lord, if you read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, you can understand about the Lord completely. So you need to take the shelter of these bona fide scriptures, not the people who are just cheating cheating people outside the Kali Yuga. It is more cheating people are there in the name of gurus. So we should very carefully understand that who is the bona fide person and who are they really have the knowledge of the scriptures. Are they following the scriptures? Only we need to take the shelter of them and need to get the, are they coming from the Guru Parampara? Then only the Parampara system, are they coming from the bona fide Parampara? Then only we need to get the knowledge from them. Otherwise, we will be cheated and they will drag us in the darkest region of this material world. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.